them play again.
Yeah, this is exactly like you said. It's like a Hall of Fame, and what an awesome match for the first match of the UCS 2024 season. Yalla Bingo on the left, For Free on the right. I'm so glad we're back in this, and of course we're starting off looking at Potato, heading to that top path.
Interesting, Xante actually bringing the Glaceon into the bottom path. Now, normally we see a first rotation through the central at least to make sure they hit that Glaceon evolution and allow Venusaur to take the rest. But a bit of an adaptation for For Free so far. A slower start will be in their bottom path.
Right, and no real heavy aggression on either side going into the enemy central area, which is something we could have definitely seen to try and stop that Litwick, but no, going to be playing a little bit safer. So far For Free going a little bit more, I would say, safe, I guess. I know I just said safe, but realistically, there's no really other way that I could say to kind of describe the fact that they aren't really going for any sort of central area shenanigans.
Yeah, not many Pokemon on either side of these compositions are great at invades.
Yeah.
Maybe Clefairy's got some but Disarming Voice not the secure tool you want to see. But alright, Sixsies starting off this match. Potato obviously getting the KO opener on the top side, but an intelligent Rock Tomb to confirm these scores by Marv, and bottom side starts sliding in the favor of Yalla Bingo quite a bit.
And it will probably continue right there. There's a good amount of secure, but up here, Potato's the one potentially getting secure. That healing though, wow, the self-sustain plus the Moonlight is just so gigantic, and we're going to see the Venusaur get KO'd immediately off the bat, and one more just for good measure.
Sixsies going towards the bot side first, earning a KO, scoring, and then immediately swinging to the top side. Yalla Bingo starting off strong, proving Twitch chat potentially false, as 80% of you have already voted for Free to win.
I'm surprised it's that high of a percentage. I mean, Yalla Bingo, I mean, there's a reason, right? Remember, both of these teams are here in the winners finals. They're both extremely strong. They've been doing very well this tournament. They feel like they've both got a lot of momentum. But right now, let's see if Potato can get any more of these picks. A lot of aggression up here. There is a solid amount of sustain, but oh my goodness, the dunk into the dunk still manages to trade at least 1-for-1, but that's a 2v4 up top there.
Now, this is the time that Ghatlue really needs to start coming online. There's no Buzzwole to be involved, but Sixsies is back again, leaving these ball toys constantly in their own central area because they're just trading out KOs instead. And now this huge 8-minute spawn of the Swablu and Altaria goes completely over to Yalla Bingo thanks to this incredible early game from Sixsies.
Yalla Bingo also has a lot of neutral Pokemon EXP available on their side. They've been really just going for a lot of aggression, which is really starting to pay off. I mean, you do need the stacks, of course. Every time that you score, you can get a stack on some of these items, and it makes you stronger as time goes on. There will be a goal going in from Zervas, just kind of walking in the back saying, yeah, what are you really going to do to me? But again, look at the spawn. They're not even fighting for it. They're just fighting for KOs, potentially. As Xante trying to hunt down Sixsies. Great block, though, from internal, making sure that those icicles did not reach their target.
Yeah, Cotton Cloud of the Eldegoss, very, very good at body blocking those icicle shards. It is an important countermeasure against the Glaceon. However, sometimes it gets a little tough. Even if you are blocking, you can get quite low. But so far, Yalla Bingo playing to their outs extremely well. You're going into a composition that has two of those Kanto starters, very late game scaling Pokemon. If you're going to win this matchup, you need to win early. And so far, Yalla Bingo has already checked that off their list.
Oh yeah, continuing to as the tier 1 gold zone is going down. Not really a big attempt here to try and challenge this basement or a Reggie, but yeah, we are going to see, at least there was like a little attempt to kind of get vision, see what they could do. They weren't able to get all that much. Now we're going to have to see a little bit of a retreat to try and defend here on this tier 1 gold zone. We do have plenty of people with that Reggie buff down on bottom 4 for free. They're choosing not to really be that aggressive though, and it looks like that was a good choice because there were a lot of members of Yalla Bingo coming from up top, but Zervas getting caught out and he's going to pay the price.
Full comboed in that spot, and actually we do see some scoring up on the top side. Potato finding their home in the enemy central area. Oh, but Mark does lock down Chelvin. Eject button with the Psychic Solaire from Sam, but they do not escape as Dante swings back with a Unite move of their own. Sixsies does trade, gets the Umbreon, but even Crustle can't stand up to those Icicle Shards. A Registeel buff being a very, very powerful tool there.
It is. Also just Icicle Shards being a powerful tool, but another powerful tool is that Unite coming out from Buzzwole. Not powerful enough though, a huge turnaround. This is a really nice defense that For Free is holding on to, and they're now starting to take advantage of this to push forward, but a huge line coming back from Yalla Bingo, as we're going to see the Crustle just exit a little bit out. The Hydro Typhoon only catching maybe 1 or 2 of the passes of the Eevee, stopping it completely. The Unite coming out from the Umbreon to steal a little bit more of those shields. They managed to get a KO on the Eldegoss, but trading 1-for-1 with the Venusaur.
This Chandelure is incredible at defending goal zones. Imprison, blocking off so much of that room, and then Overheat with those ticks of damage. 1, 2, 3, and even that final hit is blocking every scoring attempt for free. That looked like ForFree's best attempt to come back in this game, and it is stifled by that Chandelure.
This really is a back and forth push. It looks like finally this tier 1 gold zone is going to go down. The beam was a nice way to chunk, but it's not going to be enough, as it looks like we may get another KO on the Clefable here. Yeah, not against this team. This call from Yalla Bingo is a team that if you get caught out once, you are just done, right? Between the Crustle, having multiple ways to CC you, between the just getting dunked by the Buzzwole, you are basically just like, okay, well, I'll see you back at the home base.
Yeah, Clefable can boast a whole lot of HP recovery. However, when there's that much damage, especially Chandelure and Espeon setting up a lot of these fights, Regieleki will be contested by Zervas. Does use their Unite move. They rolled Hyper Beam, but it's a little shy of getting that Regieleki. It is captured by Potato on the Buzzwole.
And now it looks like they're going to be going for another fight. There's only one more tier 1. They want to push it down. The Regieleki is actually going into the back, but as this is going on, Big Unite, the Burden Anger coming out just to try and say, you do not want to continue this fight. However, it does not really get the effect that it needs as the tier 2 goes down. Potato in the back, following up that Regieleki perfectly, and now there's 3 members just basically running from one Buzzwole.
Yalla Bingo just starting this series off with such an amazing fury. It's so exciting to watch this team playing this well. I mean, Sixsies in the central, Potato on top side. Marv, I don't think they've missed a single target isolation yet. Well, unfortunately, Chelvin not going to that rock too. I'm so good at this. All right, SvmM trying to line up this fight. Sareyu has been peppering in the damage, though. If there is any hope for this match to turn around, I think it's onto the Venusaur. However, Crustle gets a couple of stuns with the Unite with the Rebel Rouser. Chelvin quite low, steals all of those shields from the Crustle, but Marv still standing, and he gets a KO with the Rock Tomb.
Well, immediately the Rock Tomb's coming into play huge. There's still 3 members left for free sitting here, but they just don't really have the damage, as it's going to be the defender and the support line, and they're just going to back up. So immediately after you unfortunately cursed that one Rock Tomb, there were 2 amazing Rock Tombs in that fight, as we're going to see this basement Reggie get taken, the Registeel immediately going to Yalla Bingo, but the one that pinned them all on that bottom little wall was beautiful.
This is a really tough composition for ForFree to pull off, because Umbreon is an incredible defender at shutting down a single enemy target and setting up your attack carries to get that KO. However, initiation-wise, they don't have many tools. The best option they have is Blastoise Surf. That's why Ghatlue is going that build, to be able to clear some space and get some big engages. However, Yalla Bingo has won the positional battle every single team fight. Crustle has been dominating that specific matchup. Ghatlue had one great Unite move, but then of course the Chandelure defense really showed up. But here we go, another fight before 2 minutes as Regieleki and everybody is here.
Oh, and literally everybody, but I don't think they're going to have time to actually burn this down. They're just going to fight. This is a very dangerous fight to take, as we're going to see the Hydro Typhoon come out at 220. This basically has to be their fight. That is a gigantic resource to spend, but we're actually seeing ForFree start to back up. So they did manage to get 1 KO. It's going to be about 12 seconds before we can see the Chandelure get back into the fight. They're going to have to push the aggression. They're immediately starting to burn down this Rayquaza.
Yeah, no Chandelure involved in this team fight, means you got to hit that go button right now. Ghatlue double stuns with that Hydro Pump. Xante within that Unite move has constant Icicle Shards, and they are free-firing them. Chelvin just trying to clear some space, but Rayquaza's only about a half HP, and now Sixsies has respawned, is coming to join this fight yet again.
And this is already half HP Rayquaza. They're trying to burn it down, but they don't have their damage close enough. This is back to an even fight with the Unite move. Resources are in the favor of Yalla Bingo. We're going to see it immediately. The Crustle uses Unite, the huge wall. Everybody together. Oh my goodness. The team just melted all at once. Yalla Bingo with the full team wipe.
MVP Marv, right? Like MVP Marv. What an incredible showing from them. That Crustle lockdown so huge. And then the Chandelure and Buzzwole to capitalize on it. ForFree headed to that match a little bit quicker if they can, as Yalla Bingo with an incredible start to the series. Sixsies with 12 knockouts.
Oh my goodness. This is just a great game to start things off. But let's send it back to the cast. A lot of time for adaptation. So game 2 is going to be their chance to show us exactly what they can do with this very
Yeah, a new look for ForFree, a very similar look from Yalla Bingo. However, I guess that meta goes quite a big change. And yet again, we see this Venusaur actually headed into the bottom path. I'm sorry, not yet again. For the first time. So we will not have the Venusaur in central area. Instead, just little old Bulbasaur going to find itself in the bottom path.
And I do like this with both teams going for their support, helping out their center path Pokemon just a little bit, making sure there's no sort of invasion. That especially does tend to happen quite a bit against Ghatlue. And then, of course, being able to take that buff is huge, especially, I think, Hoopa in the top path trying to deal with a Buzz Wall, getting that red buff to be able to sort of harass more, make sure they can't really get around like they want to. Really gigantic.
It's a great measure to counter stack. Both Buzzwole and Blaziken Pokemon that love to use that attack weight to scale up their attack damage. A red buff on your support really helps make the opponents have to think twice about charging towards that goal zone to get some attempted scores in.
Yeah, and I would have to guess that down on bottom, there's not going to be as much aggression. It's probably just going to be mostly secure because they've got really strong secure. So this is where we're going to see the fights. Immediately, we're seeing both center path Pokemon go up for this big attempt to get this EXP. Ghatlue just barely getting out of there. Unfortunately, still a tiny little Torchic, not going to be able to help this fight all that much. But nobody goes down. Could be a lot worse. There's a lot of kind of jump potential from Yalla Bingo here, and they didn't manage to get that one big pick, except for maybe on that poor Baltoy.
Yeah, Baltoy going down, but Potato has no stacks so far at this moment, right? A pocket full of 27, you can imagine they have not found an angle to score yet. Ghatlue peppering in damage here and there. Aerial Ace having that double dash mechanic, but okay. Potato trying to change up the momentum of this matchup so far. Beast Boost passive activated, and they're just charging to score 30.
And you can tell they really needed this. Oh no, Ghatlue, you're not the one that's supposed to get dunked because you're trying to dunk points, but a huge defense force coming up. Potato is probably going down right here. There's a little bit of sustain, but wait, the managed to almost get away. We are going to see a reset as far as help on Chelvin going back, but 2 KOs, only the Eldegoss left, and that was a great defense from For Free. I do really feel like Yalla Bingo had to try that. Well, hold on a minute, they're actually going to push all the way here. I thought maybe we were going to see Encircle get away, but they have a chance of going down. Finally, Potato coming back.
Yeah, Potato is going to grab Sareyu and immediately get that knockout. But one exciting thing I think we can talk about is Chelvin on this Umbreon is actually elected for the foul play. Incredible tech in a Buzzwole and Metagross and any Pokemon. When you don't have very many long-range special attackers, you do have the Inteleon. But other than that, you're trying to enable your brawlers. A double dash that pulls enemies back into the fray. Very good option.
Oh, and the charge in. Look at all of this CC just getting pushed around quite literally. Sixsies just barely getting out of there. But this has been just a non-stop team fight up top. We're actually tied exactly 29 apiece as far as goals go. But now finally, we're going to see the Reggie spawn. Nobody really goes to that basement Reggie. Regieleki currently being burned down by For Free. Chance for a steal though, as there's going to be a continuation of this fight. That Solar Beam definitely going to be one of the biggest steal potentials if it can get into position. But they are just going to burn it down. It will be the wicked blow that Regieleki is going to go to For Free.
Yeah, Ghatlue does get knocked out in that team fight, but make no mistake, if you're watching at home, they were actually isolating 3 targets of Yalla Bingo to give enough time for For Free to rip down the objective, and of course, Urshifu's wicked blow, an incredible asset at knocking out this Regieleki, of course, capturing it. So great job by For Free, playing that team fight rather well. You take some losses, but you take the biggest W of that win.
Yeah, it's all about like kind of weighing how much you can give up to get the best out of a situation. Great little snipe shot there on that poor little, this is minding its own business there. But the Reggie Eyes now a little bit more juicier of a target, I would say. As we're once again going to see For Free probably take this objective a little bit for free. They do have amazing secure on their team, but we're just not seeing Yalla Bingo basically in position to challenge any sort of major objective.
They're scaling as quickly as they can, which of course isn't incredibly quick when you have Pokemon like Metagross and Venusaur. However, both of those Pokemon are now at level 9 and your Night moves are available, and in Metagross's case is fully evolved. So look out for Sixsies to really start a cage match, if you will. However, Sareyu starting this one on Focus Blast from Ghatlue was good enough to earn that KO, and now Sixsies is an eternal left on this goal zone, pulled away by Ghatlue. Great place kick.
They're trying to push this down. Only the Metagross left, and it's doing its best to try and lock everybody in, get every little bit of defense that it can. It's actually doing quite a good job managing to knock most of the members off of the goal zone, and it's stayed up a long time in a 1v4, but now Potato coming in for the 1v4. Does manage to take out Sareyu. Looks like Gatlue's getting relatively low too, but they do get at least 25-ish points into that goal zone. Doesn't look like it's going to go down quite yet, but that still was a pretty good push.
Yeah, great response from Potato to really cover their bases, because that could have been devastating. For3 would have had a huge lead earned, but great response from Yalla Bingo. For3 still getting some big value though. Metagross at now level 10. Obviously the first use of its Unite move, not what we want to see. We want to see a lot more action when that Metagross gets involved. Zervas spots Potato in that tall grass. Really good call out. Urshifu and Overheat are trying to take it, but no, this time Sam gets in the fray with that Solar Beam.
That is what they've really got to watch out for in all of these objectives, and now this might be an opportunity to push down For3's tier 1, as we're going to see Metagross going deep, and unfortunately goes maybe a little bit too deep. The Hoop Unbound coming out, trying to pull in some reinforcements to just get an extra bit, a little bit of stun and damage. Potato just sitting here dunking the largest Pokemon you could possibly get, and is going to get the KO on it. No, just kidding, just barely staying up, causing me to look like a fool right there, staying up at like 1 HP, but they still manage with internal score to break that tier 1.
Resonant Guard is an incredible item, and when Hoopa has it, they're earning that HP shield when they're doing enough damage. Of course it does go on cooldown, but coming in clutch to buy just a little bit of time. However, Potato did clear enough space, and Reggie like he did land, so he's not a huge overdunk. Internal also forced to try to break that goal zone a little early. Potato about to take a whole lot of damage, as we have Urshifu and Blaziken swinging for the fences, but Sixsies getting the chase down on that KO.
Now, I just want to point out, we are at 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this match, and we have just basically been, correctly, just looking at that top path 100% of the time. This has been one constant fight in that top path, and finally with one tier 1 going down, it's over. But with all of that fighting, we are still in a very low-scoring game with 1 minute left until Rayquaza.
We got a lot of brawl options, but finishing these fights is going to prove very difficult. The Hoopa and Eldegoss healing very, very hard. Chelvin does snarl down a few targets. Hoopa Portal is set up. Venusaur Unite almost takes them all out. And is it good enough for the Reggie objective? No, it's not. Ghatlue to secure that. However, Rock Tomb making this retreat a devastating option. KO streak of 2 from the Venusaur, as now they are pushing onto this goal zone as well. Sareyu gets back involved in the fight, but all they are met with is damage on the other side. Potato needs those body blocks so they can get the scores and try to dunk that 40.
Another tier 1 going down. I feel like finally, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game, we're seeing a real true push ahead from one of these teams, that team being Yalla Bingo, who really just needs this one win to make things happen. This Regieleki going down pretty freely to For3. They've got plenty of time to actually take this, but with a tier 1 goal zone still up for Yalla Bingo in that top path, the effect of this is really not gigantic. They can get a gigantic overdunk at the exactly 2 minute mark, but you can see that there is a counter jump ready to happen. That ambush is very, very much ready. In fact, For3 might not even go for it because they know that something like that could happen.
I don't know. Currently, Ghatlue playing around that top side of the map, threatening the Hundo Burger into the Regieleki defenseless goal zone. But you're right, Yalla Bingo has been setting up that ambush on the top side. Hundo Burger does go in from Ghatlue and resets the portal, and Chelvin throwing in 80 points on the bot side. And all of a sudden, 4Feet flip the script and now have that lead.
A lot of alliteration right there. But the one thing they shouldn't do right now is FF, which we did see a little bit earlier, because they've got a really good chance, really both sides here. With that score, I mean, they're still down by a little bit, I would say maybe as far as like, oh no, they're not. They're actually ahead on EXP with the Inteleon at level 14, so For3 doing a great job to try and make this happen. Yalla Bingo realizing they've got to take the initiative. They're going to be the first ones to try to put down Rayquaza, but the Hoop Unbound coming out for For3 to try to pull everybody in. Sareyu coming in through the portal, everybody coming in all together for this gigantic team fight. And honestly, there's just a huge retreat from the side of Yalla Bingo, trying not to get hit by all of the CC. Unfortunately, they're not able to retreat all that well. We are only going to trade 2 for 2. The members that got caught out really hard, but there's so much tankiness left on the side of Yalla Bingo. It's going to be hard for For3 to take them all down completely.
Yeah, Sareyu goes 1v3 in that back, and amazing concerning, but Chelvin dealing a ton of damage with that foul play. Sixsies locks Inteleon in that Gladiator pit, but eject button good enough for Xante to escape the clutches of the intel. Rayquaza just starting to be hit, but Chelvin on the case, making sure they have enough room. However, it's now Potato's turn to join in the fight, and that huge threat of the Inteleon now gone. Rayquaza getting rather low. Ghatlue secure is powerful, so is Chelvin, but Ghatlue is gone. Zervas tries to make it back to the portal. They get through, but they have to come back and try to save this game. Rayquaza brought down by the Venusaur. 15 seconds left to score.
Oh, this is so close. They're trying to break the shield here, but it looks like they're probably going to get at least enough in time. There's attempted a back cap as well from the side of For3. It doesn't look like they were able to get it in, and I feel feel like that might be enough. I'm gonna wait to see the score. I'm gonna wait. It was hard to follow it all.
200 points scored by Yalla Bingo. Urshifu, of course, able to hit below those Rayquaza shields, so able to stop a few of them, but no, it is not enough as Yalla Bingo with that 200-point last-ditch effort take a victory and move on to our winners, our grand finals, 2-0.
Well, that's a big dub for the left side of the desk when we ball. You know, me and Doomsnax, we did make the prediction, and you know, I think we're going to continue to be happy with that. But speaking of them,